What is up, guys? Don't forget to follow me on Dreams, subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm Young Text on YouTube and I'm Young Text on Twitch. I'm Young Text YouTube in Dreams, so you can search for me, follow me, and I'll have one of my games near the end of this video. If you guys like this tutorial, check out my channel playlist by clicking on my channel name, then going to the playlist section on my channel for individual tutorials on logic, sculpting, animation, music, and more. And if it's that I'll streaming up here, feel free to pop into the stream. If there's other tabs up here that are my tutorials, click on those as well. So this is persistent health. If you want your health to remain the same after you've left maybe a dungeon, or after you've left a battle, let's say like an Undertale or an RPG, and you want your health to remain the same, this is how you do that. Check out my RPG and level up tutorial for information you can add to this tutorial to complete your game. Near the end of this video, I'll show you a few games that I'm working on also. You can choose to subscribe if you like to. So let's jump right into it. Right here, in order to test this all out, the persistency of it, if that's a word, I have a control sensor set to remote. That means it doesn't need to be possessed in order to use it. If I press the square button, it'll go to a new room. Right here is a variable. I named it HP. I hooked its current value inside of the current count of a counter. So that's that right there. The counter has to reach 100 for it to be complete. I have the count progress inside of the playhead of a timeline. So you'll have to open up your timeline by pressing L1 and X, and then putting that inside of there, Next, we need the impact for when we take damage. So we have a variable modifier looking for the HP variable, which is that. Anytime that this represents a sword hitting us, anytime it clashes, it powers on the variable modifier, which increases our health, well, decreases it in this case, because as this number increases, it'll be closer to reaching 100. And as it increases, our health bar goes down. So what you want to do that, pull out a trigger zone, have that connected or have any type of detection sequence that you want. Put the detected inside of a power of the variable modifier, looking for the proper HP variable. And here's how you make the health bar. Press space in here, make the color of your health bar, set this off. If you want it to be a square, turn this down. You can mess with all the other settings. And then in order to get it on the side over here, put these two settings down. You shouldn't have to mess with these two. Next, with the action recorder, you just want to record yourself dragging this down. Press L1 and X on the action recorder in order to start instantly recording, and then drag it that way down. You might need to slow down this a little bit in order to get it in conjunction with the proper length, because you don't want it to be too long. And you might either want to set this to sustain or once, but you want this to stay powered on. You can mess with this setting as you please. So before we test this, I'm just going to open all this up so you guys can see it. Don't forget to put this on persist. This wire is right here. Make this as high as you want to make it. Look up my RPG and level up tutorial to see how you can make this go up with each level. Put the current progress in the timeline playhead right here, this blue thing. For when we get damage, for when we take damage, you'll see it's indicating by the variable modifier powering on. So we're getting hit by a sword right now. Increase it however you want it to increase, so the harder the enemy, the more damage you take. If you only want it to be an impact and not continuous, put this on when powered on. Put this on plus. Put this on whatever name this is. Up here, you might want to make it to where there's a little space at the end right here, since the text displayer is inside of the timeline. This means that this text displayer only shows while it's powered on, and it'll only be powered on while the playhead can kind of, you know, be a part of it, if that makes sense. I'll just play it real quick so we can test it out. So we should have no more health around that point right there, which means you want this right here to kind of fade out. You want to drag this down whenever this number is at 100, if you want it to be exactly exact. And then around here, you want to make it to where it goes to the next room, or there's a game over screen that pops up. You can also make that stuff happen on when counter is full by connecting it to the power button. I'll go to next room or whatever. So let's test it out. Next room. Next room. And there you guys go. This is how you can make persistent health in Dreams PS4. Make sure you check out everybody else's health tutorial, including my other ones. This is actually easier than my easiest how to make health bars tutorial, and it's more effective with what you may want to do, whichever game you may want to do. This seems to be the easiest way to do it. The health modifier gadget could improve in the future to where it has a persist value within it as well somewhere. So it could have something like persist in it, or maybe right here it'll have something like persist, and that should pretty much do the same thing as what persist does with a variable. Around here you may want to actually make it to where it actually resets with a variable modifier. That way if you play the game again, then your health will be at full health. So you may want to put a variable modifier when the game over screen happens. It makes it to where the health resets back to 0. And you'll want to put this variable in each room that, you know, if you wanted to persist, you had to put this variable in each room, in each level, in each dream. So this is how you do it. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Dreams. I'm Young Tex YouTube there, and follow me on Twitch. I'm Young Tex there. So here's a game that I'm working on. It's a new one. Let's see here. And here's a fighting game that I'm working on. Check out my fighting game and combos tutorial if you guys want to learn how to make fighting games. Check out my AI tutorial on how to make computers tutorial if you want to learn how to program AI. And check out my lives tutorial if you want to make lives for your game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, peace out, peace out.